Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang. With me, as always, are my two wonderful co-hosts. First, you know me, love him, Nate, the little goonfoss.
We are so back. We've never been so back in our lives.
And after that incredible intro, with us as well, as always, is Dan, the Statman Scully.
I can't top that.
No, nobody can top that.
So
Nate,
back.
one of these days, I'm going to flip the intro and have Dan go first so you can steal Nate's thunder and just watch Nate just blubber and be like, what do I do now?
I think you're overestimating how clever I can be.
Yes, very true. So to start this episode, we have something kind of fun in store. As many of you who are a part of this court are aware, we now have two emotes, one for Nate, one for Dan, with them drinking a beverage on the podcast that are labeled Thirsty Nate and Thirsty Dan. There have been many requests for me to drink a beverage, so we can now have Thirsty JJ as an emote. So, for the record, here is a glass of ginger ale. I'm sorry, James. It is not Canada Dry, but
no way. Dan has it too.
No shot. He's got a can of shots. Also, no shot.
I didn't get the memo. I just have
but
water.
For all of the people who want to make this an emote, tastes like victory. All right, let's get into this.
My dinner was salty. I'm chugging water.
Who cooked it?
Yeah.
Who cooked it?
Me.
I was gonna say, is that gonna come back to bite you if Zoe's the one that made it?
Nah, I helped.
All right, so we had some exciting hockey games this past weekend. 3 out of 4 total wins, but some extra exciting moments across the board and a lot of great things overall. So I'm going to pitch this to Dan. We are going to start with the ladies as always and get into the recap of the Mercyhurst series.
So Friday was the one not so good game of the weekend. Tigers started out early, up on the power play, 3 minutes in. Linda Rule with her first career goal. One that Janesy was begging me not to take away from her, and I'm like, the goal was never in question. I'm trying to figure out the assist, Steve.
Yeah, because you would be the guy to take away a first career goal. Come on.
No, but I would be the guy to take away a first collegiate point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you did last week, jerk.
Hey, I was not the statistician at Holy Cross.
Jerk.
And blame Tim. His name's on the front of the stats manual.
Oof, that's going to be in
public. Riot.
Please don't. Mercyhurst would tie it up a little later in the first. That's where the score would stick until most of the way through the third period. Mercyhurst was on a 5-minute power play. Kylie Aquero was ejected for kicking. So she was suspended Saturday. We're recording this Monday night. We're waiting on a decision from the league if there's any further discipline.
Okay, so I'll go here. I understand why it was called kicking. It was a pretty soft kicking call. If you watch it slowed down, zoomed in, I get why they called it kicking. If she gets any more than the one game for that, I'm going to be very, very upset.
That's where I'm with you. I agree with the call. I think you have to call that because if you
I don't, but I see
don't,
why
it just sets a dangerous precedent. Yes. I mean, you have to call that because if you don't, you just set a dangerous precedent going forward, and you don't want that to roll over into future games. Not even games that we're in, but just future games in conference. You don't want stuff like that coming back to be, if you kick someone, it's only going to be a minor. Like, no, that should. I totally understand why that was called.
There's no kicking minor, right, Dan? It's automatic 5 and DQ.
No, I don't think so.
It's the only prescribed penalty is a DQ.
Mm-hmm.
for kicking a player, Walsh made the point to point out to me that a kick shot's 10-minute misconduct, but a kick shot is not anywhere close to what we were talking about anyway.
Well, as Dan says, it's also worse because they have knife shoes on, so that's also kind of not something you want to have happen, especially considering certain events as of late.
Right, and I said it in Discord. If the event that you mentioned didn't happen, does that get called? Are they looking for it?
I think they probably
That's it.
still call it. Her skate
Yeah.
moves up towards the girl's head. I don't see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see how you don't call that.
I'm with Dan. I'm with Dan on this.
Right. Like I said, I understand the call. I know why they called it. If it gets more than the one game, I'm gonna be upset because I don't think it was worth more than the one game. The kicking
Happens if it happens
against
again, you
us
have
last
to.
year was way worse. Was it last year or 2 years ago? That was way worse.
I think it was last year.
Right? It was
last-
Mercyhurst, wasn't it?
Huh? What are you guys?
Wasn't there a
about?
kicking against us? Or
Back
like
in
one of the girls kicked
2018
us?
in a men's game?
Was it that? Was it? No, there was one in a women's game.
There was a women's one too. He's right. There was a women's one.
I don't think there was a kick against us.
I can remember that
know.
being called.
Whatever.
All of us going nuts, being like, "Whoa!"
Whatever. Move on.
Anyway, we'll continue.
Yeah, no. Now I'm going to be off on a tangent someplace else during the podcast trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about. Wouldn't be the first
Dan,
podcast.
we'll see you next week.
That was not the only 5-minute power play that occurred in the game. The Tigers also had one in the second period, but weren't able to score on it.
We got to score on those, man.
Those 5 minutes
We've
those
had
can make or break a
so
game.
many this year, and yeah,
It's kind of wild how many 5-minute majors we've not been called for, but have been called against us that we just have failed to score on. Like, you'd think we'd have a couple at this point with how many there've been.
right.
Um,
I mean, 3 shots on a 5-minute major is a little. I mean, you gotta have more than that. Especially when you had 3 on the 2 power plays prior. I mean, how about 3 shots in 16 seconds on the first one?
That was kind of
That's more like it.
yeah,
that's what you want to see. The problem is those are the only shots in that power play, if I'm correct.
No, I was talking about the first power play.
That's what I'm talking about. The first
Yeah, the first power play we scored on. Yeah, we scored on.
Yeah, it only lasted 16 seconds.
It only lasted 16 seconds.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Yeah. Power play needs a little bit of work, but that's okay because we got some time. Not a lot of games in the next couple weeks, so we got time to work on it. So
that game would end with an empty netter, with a goalie point for Anna Nystrom.
Yeah,
that I really hated. I'm not gonna lie to you. That I hated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this game was lost in the third period. Shots were 23-7. That's a little unacceptable. I mean, I know there's a lot of power play shots in there too, but you can't be giving up. You're not going to win a hockey game when you give up 23 shots on the third against a team like that.
No. That, and there's only so much you
what
can
sucks is
ask
I
your
thought we
goaltender
played
to
well
do.
enough. I thought we played well enough to win the hockey
We played for really well for 2 periods, and then the third,
Mhm.
it looked like we were just gassed in the third.
Which, I mean, could be the case. I mean, especially on the major, you're killing hard against a team like that with the power play that they have. That's, I mean, 21 block shots too. That's, can't be mad at that number. But
No, that's the one that we can count on this team to do is block shots. They're it seems like week in and week out, they always have a crazy, insane number of blocked shots, which is something it's a positive number.
Sophia looked good again, which is good. I mean, she put us in a chance to put us in a spot to win the game.
She very much did.
And that you can't ask for much more. I mean,
No.
21 saves in the third. I mean, you're not gonna stop them all, but you know, another good game, and in a game where you know she had a week to prepare for it too. Because I don't know, Sarah seemed off. I don't know if there's an injury there, but I mean, ride the hot hand too. Like Sophia's been playing really well this year in the games that she's gotten in.
I was gonna say if Sophia's on a roll, don't pull her.
Right.
Like,
I think you ride the hot hand at this
go
point.
till the roll fizzles out and then flip back if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there was a game here last year against Mercyhurst that had
and the Mercyhurst girl got the kick.
I
the
know
first time
for a fact that I was there for that game, and I have no recollection of that.
I very much remember that call getting
called
and being astonished.
So I remember talking about it.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
I don't know why.
Dan, all the games are blending together. Welcome to the club.
But I can remember that Jared Pike kicked Will Calverley in 2018.
We are the same person, man. We just remember the most random things ever.
How the hell did I end up being friends with both of you? Like, how did this happen? You guys are like freaking clones. It's odd.
Brad McGowan scored 4 goals against Mercyhurst in the Air Force in the playoffs in 2015.
And Garrett Metcalf had to serve a 10-minute misconduct.
There were 3 empty net goals in that game because
God almighty.
All right, let's talk about the fun game.
All right, yeah, let's talk about the fun game.
This is the fun. This is the one to talk about.
I've got too many of them open now. It is.
Dan was rolling through box scores the whole time. Oh man, this is going off already.
So Saturday, Mercyhurst got the scoring started on the power play. Little less than 8 minutes in, Emma Rowland would answer. Math is hard. Like 4 minutes later. Yeah, that math works out. That's not the last time we would hear from Emma in this game.
No.
Mercyhurst would take the lead again later in the first. Would go to the locker room 2-1. Not long into the second, Lexi Sung puts one in to tie it up. And we stay deadlocked from there right through the end of the third period.
This was such a good hockey game. Oh
yeah.
This was
it was nuts.
I was at Penn State this weekend, and my buddy had a couple of friends over to watch the football game, and here I am in the corner on my iPad watching the women's game, just losing my mind. The best part was what Dan's about to talk about happened right as Maryland scored a touchdown.
So it looked like
I was cheering for Maryland.
God,
it was perfect timing.
So, in an attempt to clear the puck and get the puck up ice, Mia Tilamos has the puck at the blue line, the attacking blue line. Beautiful pass to Emma Rowland in all alone, just out.
Well, and she took the puck off the Mercyhurst girl's stick too, right at the just totally pushed it by her, got around her, and what a pass! Just what a move!
Yeah, and then Emma just outwaits Anna Nystrom and says, "Yeah, this game's over.
Good night,
game." Emma Rowland called game.
Enjoy your bus ride back to Erie.
Enjoy your bus ride, you bums. Let's go.
The video of them celebrating in the locker room afterwards was
Oh.
actually outstanding.
Did you see
and
my
it made
comment
all of us so
today on
happy.
Instagram? I told
Yes,
Pep Ben, I said,
I
you're not
did.
playing Eye of the Tiger after wins anymore. You're during the handshake. You're playing Hey Baby. Oh,
I love that's their victory song. It's so good.
so it used to be it was the women's victory song when Celeste played too, because the band would play it instead of Eye of the Tiger for the salute. It was great.
Switch back to it.
There was
yeah.
also an autograph session after the game on Saturday, and I was sitting up in the press box when they came out from the restricted area of the arena out into the lobby, and from the press box you could hear the cheering.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Fantastic.
And I texted you guys this too, like especially the seniors on this team. And there goes Dan.
Well, Dan disappeared.
We lost.
So
Dan.
I'm just now realizing that
he went down the press box.
I'm just now realizing that Dan's name is only stands during OT, and I'm not gonna lie. For a split second, I read that as only fans during OT, and I was very confused for a second there.
I don't know where I put it now.
Oh boy.
I got my.
Is it your Boise State shirt?
No, I got my stats notebook signed by everyone that was at the autograph table, but I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
That is something you may not want to lose or look for in the middle.
I guess
of the
I'll
pod.
keep talking. I texted both you guys after that video, and I said, "This feels so good." Just to see them celebrating wins like this. It's not St. Michael's. It's not Lindenwood. This is Mercyhurst.
The juggernaut of the conference.
A team who we had played well against for the last couple of years just couldn't get a result, and finally got one. In a game where they grinded out a win. That's how you grind out a win.
I really thought Friday's game was going to overtime. Like, I'm dead serious.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Background. I kind of see it.
Put it in front of your face. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I love how Pickering's signature is just EP22. That's hilarious.
That's a lot of them. Honestly, if you really look at athlete signatures, it's just initials and a number. What a game. What a game. What a third. I thought they were going to get the winner in regulation.
Me too.
I did too.
I really did. I mean, shout out to Anna Nystrom. She's so good. She is unbelievable. And I know why we say like the men's goalies are the best in the conference. Anna Nystrom's the best goalie in the conference.
Yes.
And
yes, we have Sarah, but like
yes, we have Sarah
and Sophia.
I think Anna Nystrom is the best goalie in the conference. It's close. I think it's close, but I mean, what a game. Outshooting them 33-30, 20 block shots. We won't talk about the face-offs.
Nope. Let's just forget about that.
I don't even know what the numbers are.
You know what? Let's not. Let's
42-22.
Yeah, that's got to get cleaned up. Ooh. That's got to get cleaned up.
Why were there 64 face-offs in this game?
Dude, there were 70 plus in both Penn State games I went to this weekend.
Against Notre Dame?
Went to overtime, though. I know this one did too, but it was only 40.
Yeah, but there was like 2 face-offs in overtime because it was just regroup hockey for 5 minutes. It was awful.
Nate complaining about overtime hockey? That's surprising. Usually you're all for it.
I'm complaining about I hate overtime. I'm complaining about the overtime hockey where they just skate back behind the red line every 20 seconds because there's no lane and boring. My only thing is the face-off, but take that win and run with it.
Take those points and run with it too.
Yes, that was it. Those are big 2 points.
And because it's the CHA, Mercyhurst got nothing.
0. Yeah.
Except for Friday night, but we won't talk about that.
Hey.
Yep, that's okay.
I will take a split against Mercyhurst any day of the week after the last couple of years. Okay,
Mhm.
You know what the last time we beat Mercyhurst was?
the COVID
Like
year.
4 years ago.
It was the one win we had that year. I felt the same way after that one that I did
Jeez.
after this one. It felt awesome, man. Good for them.
That was a
Seriously, good.
1-0 game too.
It was a boring 1-0 game too. Ugh.
By the way,
again,
speaking of goaltenders and getting some recognition, Sophia got some recognition this week too, so let's not forget about that.
Goaltender of the week.
Again.
Shocker.
Sophia's just kind of being sneaky right now, and I'm kind of liking it.
I don't know if there's anything sneaky about it anymore.
Not anymore.
She's
I'm also
so
just
good.
kind of, like we might have a legit goalie battle brewing, like in our own locker. Like, if Sarah is injured, I totally get why Sophia's in, but I think we're gonna start seeing, like, we might start seeing a mix, more of a mix of both of them, which is not a bad thing by any means. The fact that we have two goaltenders that can come out and put up performances like that every week is a good thing. I'm just hoping that Sophia getting more time isn't because of Sarah being seriously hurt. That's the only thing I think all of us can agree on, is we don't like seeing guys get hurt. I really hope Sarah's just was just given a week off or something like that, and not because of an injury.
I mean, like I said, you can ride the hot hand too.
That as well.
I mean, if she's gonna keep winning, if she's gonna keep playing, even if she's not winning, I mean, she put up 44 saves Friday night. Like, that's impressive.
Still a lot of shots on goal, but
shout out Emma Rowland.
yes, fantastic game Saturday.
She's starting to look like Emma Rowland again. Last couple games, she's been phenomenal.
And that's scary for anybody that's not wearing a tiger crest.
Oh, she's so good.
You could say she's getting rolling.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see myself out. I'm gonna see
bad.
myself out.
Sorry, that was bad.
For that one, I'm sorry.
And like, it's not even like she hasn't been scoring recently, but she's been playing better. And it's nice to see her get the puck in the net. After a couple good games, and she's got 5 on the year now. Uh-oh.
Does she lead the team in goals?
She's tied with Jaden.
Also
with 5.
Let's also look at it this way. They won Saturday without having their number 1 point scorer in Kylie Aquero on the ice. That's a huge accomplishment too.
Yes. That's huge.
Because you have arguably your biggest playmaker is not playing because of a suspension, and you managed to come out and beat Mercyhurst that way. Like,
Emma stepped into that role very well.
She did,
because she replaced Kylie on that line, and phenomenal.
Filled in beautifully.
Phenomenal game. Great week. Good weekend. Take it. You told us at the beginning of the year we would split with Mercyhurst at home. I think all 3 of us take that. So
I think everybody on planet Earth takes that. Dan, let's look around the league with the rest of the scores.
Like I mentioned before, it's kind of nice to not have 35 games to read out because we're into conference play now. Lindenwood was swept at home by Penn State 4-2 and 8-2. That hurts.
Rip.
And
I don't know if it hurts. I mean, it keeps us ahead of Lindenwood, so I think
it doesn't necessarily hurt us, but it hurts Lindenwood, that's for sure. And everybody's favorite wild card this season, Robert Morris, brought Syracuse to town and swept them 4-2 and 3-2.
So looking at the standings for CHA right now, the freshly squeezed Syracuse Orange have yet to win a conference game and are dead last with 0 points.
Attaboy, JJ. Attaboy.
You're welcome, Dan.
Attaboy.
Lindenwood resides in 5th with only 2 points on 1 conference win. RIT and Mercyhurst
They
are both.
should be at 0.
They should be at 0.
Moving
Mercyhurst and RIT are both tied for 3rd with 4 points apiece. RMU, as Dan said, the sleeper that no one thought was going to be any good this year, is 2nd with 6, and Penn State resides at the top with 8th. With 8 points.
was gonna
RIT,
say-
I do believe, looking at the stand. Yeah, I can't numbers today. RIT from the standings looks to have the best record in the conference still, being 6-5-2.
Overall record.
Overall record, yes, they are.
Yeah.
That's including on conference is better. It has the best total overall record. Now our conference.
Robert
record
Morris is the only team that's 500 other than us.
Yes. Our conference record is 2-2, which isn't bad to start the year. To be honest with you, it's pretty solid,
Take it.
especially considering that you're tied for 3rd.
Honestly, that's probably
and
about
you're
where
only
I
2
had
points
us.
behind RMU. So like, there's room to jump people in this. Like, especially like I'm gonna put this out there right now. Syracuse looks dead in the water. They have no life at all. They look like they're just a disaster.
They also have the capability of that.
They could, yes, but right now they're just like.
I mean,
or right now they just
that's
look
the
like
beauty
Oregon
with-
Trail. That's what they look
I mean,
like.
it's only November. There's a
Yeah.
lot of conference games to go. Now, what's nice is that the standings are going to stay this way through the whole week. But
Yes.
Yeah, I
Because-
was just gonna get to that.
everybody's got to buy this week.
Well,
kinda
sort
annoying.
of.
Except
Kind of.
I feel like Syracuse is sort of in a goaltender bind too. Yeah,
I mean, their problem is how do you replace Ariel DeSmet? That's the thing.
right.
yeah,
By letting her go to Linden, what is their goaltender?
And
I mean-
when she played every game for them last year,
Like your other
You don't
goaltenders
have-
didn't get
you
any
don't have-
looks.
players that don't have the experience yet. So it's
Syracuse's starter right
It helps
now
them, but
is,
it also
uh,
bit them in the ass now. That's the problem.
is a transfer in from St. Anselm. She's got a 354 or 3.54 goals against average and a 902 save percentage. So
that's pretty
bad.
good. That's not bad.
Solid.
I was gonna say not necessarily bad, but she's
She
also
has
played all the minutes.
422 saves
Yeah.
This year?
this
Mhm.
year.
And all she's got to show
Where is-
for it is a 3-9.
Oh my god, that's bad.
She leads the
Yikes.
country. Know who's second on that
Holy-
list? Anna Nystrom,
Really?
397.
Wow.
That seems really
Sarah's
high.
down in 14th. That seems really high.
Wow, that's kind of surprising.
And then
Oh.
Tindra Holm from LIU is in 3rd. I definitely thought that was Lindenwood. Natalie Ferentz from Lindenwood's in 6th.
Syracuse's
Okay,
goal
that makes sense.
differential is negative 22.
Oof. Listen, it's not Sharks level bad, but
Yeah,
Sarah Coe is
dude, their
You ready
goal
for this?
differential's a negative 43 right now. That's actually wild, like how bad
you ready?
they are.
You ready for this? Sarah Coe is 4th in the conference in saves. She's all the way in 4th.
That's nuts.
That's kind of nuts.
That's like really shocking to me.
Oh my god. I just went to go look and see, just check in where Kylie is on the points list in the country. She's 61st. But Kristen Sims has 29 points from Wisconsin.
How? Oh, because it's Wisconsin. Never mind. That answered the question
The
right there.
top 4 scorers in the country are from Wisconsin.
Not surprised.
So I'm fairly
Oh my
safe to
god.
say I feel like Wisconsin's gonna win a national championship this year.
Nah,
I
they're
do
gonna have
wanna
to play
put money
us,
on that.
bro.
Yeah, but they
I'd
keep
rather
putting up
not.
numbers like
I'd
that.
rather-
And
Can I
The-
be 100% honest here? Let me be 100% honest. Do I want to win the CHA? Yes, absolutely. Do I want to play Wisconsin? Hell no.
no.
Please no.
Listen. We were
Well,
optimistic. We were optimistic against Minnesota. I will literally sit down and be like, nope, there's 0 chance we win and we have to play Wisconsin. I'm sorry. I'm going to be that pessimist. Like, there's no chance. They'd have
But-
to have their entire starting line get hurt for us to have a chance in that game, to be competitive.
But the way the tournament is structured right now, if
we wouldn't.
if Wisconsin was the number 1 overall seed and we played them, that means we won an NCAA tournament game.
Okay, so then
That's
yeah,
true.
I'd take that. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know what? If that's how we
That
go
ma-
out,
That matchup against that 8 seed would be interesting because it depends on who it was.
Yeah.
all right, let's get there first. Then we can debate who
Yeah. Dan, did you mention the
Yeah,
games?
so
this
kind
weekend?
of-
Did I miss it?
He did not get a chance to. I was going to just segue back into that.
Yeah. No one is playing in conference this week, and only one of the 6 conference teams is playing at all. I'm confused as to why that's the case, but Mercyhurst heads to Princeton Friday at 3, Saturday at 1, both games on ESPN Plus.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
We don't have a home game for almost a month.
I kinda hate that.
And we only have
Me.
3
passion.
games before that. That's tough. That sucks. We only have
that.
how many left? 6?
Not many.
Gotta make them count.
We just
Gotta
played
make
8
'em
of
count.
9 at home.
And
Gotta make
somehow
sense.
it doesn't feel like we've had
No.
that many home games.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it's just been like 4, honestly.
Yeah. Good times. In a good spot.
It
I think
probably
we're in
this
a
is a
very
good
good
week.
spot.
This is a good week for a bye. I think.
Yes.
You know, some players are banged up. Let's get them healthy.
Mhm.
Hopefully Kylie doesn't have anything coming. I doubt it, but
Right.
by the time this podcast comes out, we'll know one way or the other. But
yeah.
Yes, we will.
the last DQ that the CHA added supplemental discipline for was they didn't announce it till Tuesday of the following week, at least according to
theoretically-
Dom's research. So
by the time this episode comes out, we will have known what's going on with.
I will
Kylie.
say at least they're doing their due diligence. You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
I'd rather them not just react and be like, "Oh, 4-game suspension." Like, actually
No,
take the
take
time
the-
to look at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Take the time to review it. Do your due
Right.
diligence. Look at every aspect of the play.
talk to
If
the
she gets
officials from
suspended
the
from-
game.
If she gets suspended for more, RIT better appeal that.
We riot if that happens. We
They better
riot.
appeal that.
Yeah, calm down, JJ.
Michelle, I know you're listening to this.
It's not. Is it? It's
There
not
is-
Michelle's decision.
There is no
Is
way in hell that Michelle is listening, regardless
Michelle,
of whether
you're
it's
gonna
her
make
this go
decision or
away.
not.
It would probably be Gino's, right? Gino Binda.
Cool, Gino, you're gonna make this go away,
Probably, yeah.
or else.
Or
We will
else
throw-
what?
Nah, I'm not gonna go that
I don't know.
far. We'll demand that you
Um,
play Freebird at games and not the pet band for once.
I would love that. Are you kidding me?
Can I say today, quick side tangent? We had a little thing at work where, like, if people won like some little hour-long competition, they could put a little speaker behind their cash register and play music on it. And the first kid that won immediately said, "I want to listen to Freebird."
That's awesome.
He's not even an RET student. He just wanted to listen to it because he likes the song. I always had there like, yes, perfect pick, Freebird. All right, the head is flipped over, so we're switching over to the men's now. The boys had a pretty good weekend as well. Take a little trip over to West Point to take on Army over at the Army base, and I'm gonna let Nate quickly describe to everybody with one fluid motion what happened this weekend.
Hey guys, you know what happened this weekend?
Both teams took non-minor penalties.
Sweet baby, sweet baby. Let's
For the
go.
record, Nate had to take a quick pause to go
Let's
find a broom before we
go.
picked it up.
So,
Oh, man,
like
we
I said,
finally prepared this.
I spent the weekend down at Penn State visiting a friend of mine, and he got a text from a friend of his that said, "Oh, does RAT just hate America?" because we swept Army, and I said, "Well, if that's hating America, sure,
Oh
we'll take
God,
6
that's
points."
and we're saying
any
this
day of
with
the
Veterans
week.
Day coming up. That's a great
Yes.
look
Wear red,
for RIT
wear
right
red, white,
now.
and blue Saturday. Wear
Yes,
red, white, and
please.
blue Saturday to the game. It'll be fun.
Yes, we're
I'm
doing
debating on the stars and bars jersey.
You should do it,
I wonder
I'm
whether or
debating.
dude.
not
Wear Powell's jersey.
That's the stars and bars jersey.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what it's called. I just know it is the Powell jersey that I really want that I don't have. So like Nate alluded to, we did sweep Army this weekend. Two pretty good games too. I'll let Nate continue with that as we go over those two games.
Didn't start great.
Not particularly, no.
No. Trevor Smith. God, can that be a more American name?
It's just a generic name.
Trevor Smith on the power play. Yeah, RIT loves giving up power play goals early in games because we love taking penalties in games. Yay. And then it was basically all RIT.
about that.
Yeah, and then it was basically all RIT from there. Matthew Wild, welcome to RIT. Bang, bang, 2 goals.
Yeah, that was
Just
I really
on,
almost said that was
just
wild,
on
but...
Friday. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
His second one was on the power play too. That pass from Wilkie was gross. He's looked
Carter
awesome
Wilkie is again involved in a scoring play. Are we not surprised in that whatsoever?
Carter Wilkie scored a short-handed empty net goal, so keeps his point streak going. Even though the assist did that as well.
Yes, thank you for that.
Tyler Mahan,
finally got one
after we talked about him last week. Got one. Also,
all right,
Elijah
let's run down the
Gonzalez.
roster so everybody gets going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right, because
Elijah Gonzalez back in the
also got a
lineup this
point.
weekend. Thank God. We missed him. We missed him a lot.
Gonzo was missed.
It was noticeable. Same with Tyler. Great play. Just buried one. Love it.
From my recollection, both Mahan and Gonzalez had points on that goal also because Gonzalez had the assist.
Yes, because we talked about both of them. Power play got one.
Well, I know that, but
yes, it was on the same play. Army went 1 for 5 on the power play and they had 11 shots. Okay. Army would get one back after the Wilkie empty net goal, but it was a little too late. 4-2 victory for RIT. Tommy Scarfoni was Tommy Scarfoni. Should we move on?
Yeah.
34 saves for Scarfy.
I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't work at 6 a.m. on Saturday, I probably would have driven out to West Point for that Friday game.
I think you doubt how far West Point is.
I was gonna because I have a friend that lives out that way. And he was like, "Stay with me, and we'll go to the game." Like,
it's gonna be at least 4 hours.
I know it's like
right?
6 hours, but like I still would have gone.
It's not quite 6, but it's pretty far. Because you got to go through the Hudson Valley to get there.
I want to go to the
campus.
campus.
Go through the mountains. It's awesome. It's a great rink.
I would have gone there in my late grandfather's Marine Corps hat and just proved their superiority over the Army.
Yeah, closer to 5 hours actually.
All right. Yeah, it's well, because we stayed in Albany when we went with a friend of my dad's, and it was a hike from Albany. So
we are now back with the segment of how far Nate drives.
Not as far as Dom drives.
Yeah.
Used to drive.
Dom's got mileage on all of us for the rest of time.
Used to drive.
Correct.
Lot of penalties in this game.
Which one?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Carter Wilkie with the contact to the head penalty. Carter, we got to stop that. It was. I'm not going to argue it.
No, it was very obviously.
Oh, look, Michael Sacco getting a 10-minute misconduct. Bum.
How he hasn't gotten suspended yet amazes me. He's always involved. He is involved in. First of all, I love that. Like, I just don't understand how he's still playing. Like, my God, you think the Army would have been like, "All right, bud, control your anger. we don't need you on a battlefield getting mad or something, like taking on a bush. Like we don't need that happening.
Not a bush. It's because he's the size of a bush. Pick on somebody your own size.
Yes, the same Michael Sacco that was assessed a 10-minute misconduct last year at GPC.
Huh.
For almost decapitating Izzy.
Yeah. Didn't he, wasn't it? What was it? What was that for again? The
He
exact penalty
cross-checked
call?
him in the back of the head.
Yes. Okay. I thought it was like a wicked slash for a second. I forgot what it was.
Hey, at least there weren't as
Carter-
many penalties in this game as that one. There were 23 in that one.
Ooh.
Carter Wilkie, 66% on faceoffs. He's
This
so
dude is like a
good.
Chell player. I
He's
swear
so
to God.
good. Oh man,
It's like somebody whipped him up
He's
and
playing
created
on rookie mode.
Player. What do you mean? There is no rookie mode.
In NHL.
No, I'm thinking he's like below that now. Like
Oh.
he's making rookie mode look like nothing.
He's good.
He's playing on recruit mode.
In front of what looked like to be a good crowd too. Almost 1,800. Hey, guess what? RIT continues to win at West Point, by the way. If I'm
We gotta
correct,
dominate
I
there.
think they've only lost 3 games all time at West Point. So
Wow, that's a lot less than I thought.
I was at one of them.
Oh,
what
Nate's
you're
never
saying is
allowed
you're
in
the-
Tate Rink again. Got it.
I was
No,
gonna say,
sorry. RAT is
so
14
Nate's the
2 and
reason.
4 all time at Tate Rink.
as well as 2 games.
You want to know what's wild? We've only lost 6 games to Army total.
All time?
Yeah.
Wow.
27, 6, and 7. A lot of
That's
ties.
insane.
A lot of ties. Well, because there was a stretch where
They were
RIT would
garbage.
win on Friday, and for some reason they could never win on Saturday, ever, against Army, and it was so frustrating. Actually, in 2011, RIT would win a lot of games on Friday and then tie on Saturday. It got to a point where the coaches stopped wearing ties on Saturday. It got that bad.
See, I can't see Wayne not wearing a tie because of how traditional he is. I just can't see it.
I think that a few of them ended up going with bow ties on Saturday.
Ooh, the bow ties are clean. I can get behind that.
But yeah, 27, 6, and 7 all time. What's crazy is 3 of those
Jesus.
losses have come in the last 10 games. So Army's getting better. It used to be pure domination. For
not in the
Army's-
last 2 years.
Actually, we lost the first game at the D1 level against Army.
Oh, really?
And then we didn't lose another one for like 5 years.
That's we'll get some more on
Kinda crazy.
Army's situation after we talk about Saturday.
Yeah.
More
Brady
contact
Hobbs.
to the head.
It was. Oh, Jesus.
It wasn't on
Oh my
us
God.
this time.
That's right. There was
What is this game? What is happening here?
Dude, it's an episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. What are you talking about? That's exactly what it is. It's just Monday Night Raw on a Saturday.
What happened to the PK in this game?
We gave up too many power plays and they figured us
Really?
out.
You don't say. Anyway, Grady Hobbs got us rolling on the power play. Good to see him starting to get going. I think we talked about him like 2 weeks ago, saying he's a guy
Hobbsy
that
can-
needs to get rolling. And
Hobbsy can be that piece that kind of just lingers, that you kind of just forget is there
Yeah.
because of all the other more flashy guys, but he can make an impact when he's needed to.
he had 2 in this. He had 2 in this game too. Izzy got one with an assist from Hobbs, and Elijah
Grady
got
Hobbs
another
with a
point.
weekend. Look at him go.
He had a decent weekend. Army, and then the third period was a zoo.
Bank.
Pierce Patterson made it 3-1. Jojo, thank you very much. He was cooking in his kitchen. 4-1. Max Itagaki, he's so good. He's easily the best player on their team.
I kind of think he's probably the only good player in their team.
And then Army made it 4-3 about 15 seconds later, and everybody started to sweat. But then, and those were both power play goals on a Crossley Stewart hitting from behind major. Yeah, and he got the game. Penalties. Matthew Wild was serving that penalty, and they nailed him right out of the box with the puck. And he went
And
in
then
on
he
the empty
scored.
net and scored. It's a great look from Wilkie. Wilkie,
Ed's
heads up
call
play
for
by
that was
Wilkie, saw him coming out of the box. Oh, it was
amazing
great.
too.
Army went 3 for 7 on the power play. Like I said, 2 of those goals were on that 5-minute major, but gotta win.
That is really the
win.
only thing that's scaring me right now is the penalties. Like, those will come back to kill us later in the year. Like, that's not something we want to have linger. Like, that's got to get cleaned up quick.
Tommy again with another great game. That save he made in the second period was unreal. Was it second or third? It might have been third.
Who knows? He makes so many unreal saves.
It was so sick. I saw it on James's story today. Because unfortunately I missed this game due to
talking about a guy playing on rookie mode. Tommy making playing a goalie like easy.
Yeah. 26 saves and a win. And another goalie of the week award.
Yeah.
For Scarfy.
This is
good
starting
weekend.
To become,
never gonna complain about 6 points. So
this is starting to become like DJ Khaled with him, where it's just like another one. It's like we're gonna just
another one.
Just keep doing that the whole year.
Another one.
And I'm still surprised Wilkie hasn't gotten like a player of the week yet or something like that.
Good. Hide him. Hide him from everybody. Scouts, other teams. Scouts, other teams, everybody, hide him.
I'm convinced if Carter Wilkie
sucks. I don't know what we're talking about. He's horrible.
I'm convinced if Wilkie ever tried to transfer out of our IT, we would just like lock him in the building and not let him leave. Carter, you can't play away games anymore. But the home games are allowed
I don't see Carter transferring.
I was gonna say that's not something
I'm just making the joke about it. Like there is no chance we'd ever let him walk out the door.
If Carter Wilkie, and I say this with the utmost seriousness, if he's not playing college hockey, if he's not playing at RAT next year, he's playing in the pros.
Yes.
Will I be sad? Yes.
Yes.
But I'm not sad right now because he's still here.
Will you be buying another Carter Wilkie jersey from some other place that's not RAT? Also, yes.
As long as it's not Vegas, yes. Or the Leafs.
Will I be buying a Vegas Carter Wilkie jersey? You better damn bet I will be buying a Vegas
I can
Carter
see
Wilkie
you
jersey.
not buying a Leafs jersey. You would buy the Vegas jersey. I know.
You would buy a Knights jersey.
Probably, but I'd buy a Henderson jersey.
You would so buy the gold one too.
No.
I love the gold ones. They're growing on me.
Their white jersey's their best jersey, and it's still not that great. Anyway,
I don't like the white ones. Anyways, yeah, let's move on from that talk before you and I start yelling at each other again.
Good weekend. 6 points. Take it and run with it, especially on the road, man. All right,
road wins.
11 out of 12 on the road so far this year in conference. Take it, man. Love it. Setting us up very nicely with a nice gap in the standings, we'll say. So I don't want to call it much of a lead per se because there's a decent gap. So
it's solid. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Dan, would you be so kind to do scores around the league, please?
Going all the way back to last month, Sacred Heart beat up on Army before. Sacred Heart beat up on Army before we went down there. 6-1
And beat up on them too.
in Matire Family Arena. AIC with the patented Thursday game. Shut out Bentley 3-0.
Get a rink.
I think they need fans to justify building a rink.
Ooh.
Ooh, chirp.
Dan
Chirp,
Scully
chirp.
with the bird. I'm gonna put that on Instagram and tag Eric Lang in it.
No, we
You think
don't.
I'm joking too? I'm gonna actually
We
do it.
don't
hate Eric
need. We
Lang
don't
so
need
much.
somebody that represents our IT athletic communications having something.
You're wearing
Yeah,
a blue
no,
shirt, doesn't
that's a
matter.
good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll say it. Eric
Dan.
Lang sucks.
Dan, just quit after we post it, and then just get your job back after it's been like a week and people forget about it, the fact that the clip is there.
No, I've already dealt with not being on the payroll once before.
Oof, that's not a story we're gonna get into right now. Continue with the scores, please.
COVID was why, but there's another backstory to that I'm not telling on the podcast. Canisius brought Holy Cross to town. Canisius took 4 out of 6. Am I doing that math right? Yes, I am.
Yes.
You are.
5-3 for the Golden Griffins Friday. A 3-3 tie Saturday with Holy Cross winning the shootout 2-0. Air Force and Niagara. Air Force had a 3-2 overtime win Friday for 2 points.
Bums.
But then Niagara cleaned up on Friday and Friday. At least the league has screwed that up at some point this year too. I forget if it was men's or women's, but Niagara
Women's, because Mercyhurst and Penn State were playing on the same day, an hour apart.
Yes, that's a. I was gonna just say that.
Niagara cleaned up Saturday with a 4-3 regulation win.
Thanks, Frank.
Bentley hosted the other half of the home and home with AIC, winning 3-1 for the teams to split that series. Mercyhurst went to Bowling Green. Friday beat him 4-3 in overtime. Fell 4-2 Saturday. And then on Sunday, Sacred Heart went down onto Long Island and played LIU, with the Sharks winning 2-1. Speaking of patented Thursday games, AIC plays Holy Cross in a home and home Thursday, 7:05.
See comment from about a minute and a half ago.
Yep.
Holy Cross will host the second game of that on Friday at 7. Sacred Heart hosts Canisius, both 7 o'clock games, Friday, Saturday. Air Force has, is it considered the Commander-in-Chief's trophy for hockey as well?
I don't know, but I want to go to an Air Force Army game very badly.
That'd be really fun to watch.
Air Force
shocked.
brings in their infantry counterparts to Colorado.
Infantry.
As much as I understand why they play these on campuses, I'm shocked that these games aren't played at bigger rinks, because I'm sure they could get very good crowds for it.
Oh yeah, for the military teams. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, I just realized that's whoever scheduled that was smart, because you have the 2 service academies that have hockey teams playing on Veterans Day.
That's actually really cool. That's awesome.
There was
Atlantic
one time we played Air Force on Veterans Day and beat them 7-1.
Oof.
Oh.
Hey, Atlantic Hockey making a really smart scheduling decision. That never happens.
Baffled.
Well, there was a
shocking.
changing of the guard, even though I don't think Michelle had anything to do with the schedule.
I get it, because it's the military.
You literally sound like that scene from the Avengers where Captain America is like, I understand that reference. Like, you look like that much of an idiot saying that right now.
I get it.
I
Dan,
was
that was
not
funny.
looking for the pun. The other set of Falcons.
I'm giving you the opportunity to take it though.
The other set of Falcons in the conference are also the host this weekend, with the Purple Eagles flying in.
Go Bentley.
Except they're definitely taking a bus and not flying to Waltham. Because Purple Eagles aren't real.
They would fly their club team.
Niagara. Honestly, they probably would. They like them more.
The
So funny.
Seawolves of Alaska Anchorage host another Atlantic hockey team this weekend in Robert Morris. I still don't remember what AKT translates to in Eastern time, but it's 7:07
4 hours.
and 4:07 Alaska. Well,
Yeah, so
does-
it's 11
does-
and 8.
but does Alaska
Ugh.
observe daylight savings time? Because if they
Oh, good
don't,
point. Good point.
Tricky.
I know not to trust CHN sometimes, but I have 11 and 8 on the app. So
I don't care
roll
enough
with
to look
11
up
and
the
8.
time zone conversion. So, the Alaska Anchorage games are streamed on YouTube. If anybody's looking to watch something, if they can't sleep
cool.
on Friday or Saturday.
Or if you're just nocturnal, like we know about 90% of our IT students are.
Look, we
I say that
also
having-
offend our own college.
Listen, I say that having been one who used to be up till 3 a.m. writing papers, so I am totally and utterly with all of you in that. So I'm not making fun. I'm just speaking.
Oh boy,
True.
3 a.m.
Listen, I used to force myself to sleep and then finish it in the morning.
And
Oh, man.
the one matchup we haven't talked about, we bring the Lakers to town, just like we did last weekend, except it's the men's team this time.
Speaking of real quick,
Hang
before-
on.
Wait,
Your 20th
I have to do my thing.
ranked RIT men's hockey team takes on the
Yeah, that came
Mercyhurst
out of
Lakers.
friggin' nowhere.
That came out of nowhere.
Wasn't expecting that to happen whatsoever.
No, that was a nice surprise today.
I mean, we have won 4 straight games. Like, that is a big deal.
I find it funny though that like we beat like one of the better teams in our conference twice, didn't get ranked, and then we sweep Army, who has the worst record in our conference, and
Who
we
is
get
it?
ranked. Like,
Poo-poo right now, yeah.
yeah, that make it make sense.
So
But-
speaking of that, before we get into more about Mercyhurst and the USCHO poll,
There's not really
regarding
much else to get
trusting-
into in the USCHO poll, we were ranked. Woohoo!
Fair
Move
enough.
on.
Looking at CHN and trusting that to hopefully not screw us over here with our conference rankings.
Nah, you're good.
Uh,
I double checked it.
As Nate alluded to, Army's tank has yet to leave the base. They are dead last.
Yeah, we lost JJ.
10th with 2 points.
And we lost JJ. Start over.
Oh man! All right, I'll start over. Army's tank has yet to leave base. They are dead last with 0 points. Air Force's plane is also beginning to take off. They are 10th with 2 points. AIC shockingly is in 9th with only 3 points so far with 2 games played. So they have some games in hand. Mercyhurst is currently 8th with 4 points. They are tied. Sorry. Canisius and Mercyhurst are both actually tied for 7th with 4 points. Bentley and RMU are both tied for 5. Niagara and Holy Cross are both tied for 3rd with 7. Sacred Heart is alone at 2nd place with 10. And again, still lonely at the top is RIT with 14. I think the biggest shock so far for me is Bentley.
Yeah.
Bentley has been they're freaking me out a little bit.
And we kind of figured it out right from the start when they took BU to overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I thought that. I'm sorry. I thought that was a fluke. It wasn't until a few weeks later when I was sitting there going, "Okay, never mind. These guys are actually legit."
Yeah, it helps that BU is one of the biggest frauds in college hockey this year.
Those are fighting.
I'll call
words
out.
right
I
there.
will call out any team right now. Minnesota, Michigan, what are you guys doing? Getting swept by Wisconsin?
Nice job, Barchevsky. You blew that game for your team.
We only got about half of that. Sorry.
Jacob Barchevsky sucks.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
for
all you
finishing
need
that.
to hear.
Yeah, no, they're Bentley's decent.
They're sneaky.
We'll see. We'll
They're
see how
kinda
long.
like-
We'll see how long it takes, because once teams start to get film on them, then
I'm more
you know,
surprised
but-
that AIC is in ninth, but they also have like
they've
3
only
games
played 2
split.
games. Yeah,
They've
they've
played
only played 2
3.
games and they split. They've only played 2. They have
Oh, no, it's 2.
3
You're right. It's only
points.
2. One with Matt. That's true. They went. Yeah, because they split. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's still so early. Every team has a game in hand on us except Holy Cross. Like you said, Canisius, Mercyhurst, AIC, and Air Force all have 4 games in hand on us. So that, I mean, any of those teams can catch up to us really quick. So it's still early.
Which is why it's important that we keep winning.
It's college hockey. I've been saying it for a while now. I think college hockey is wide open this year. Just if you look around not even just around our league, look around the country, like Augustana.
They've been a shock. I've been
Augustana's
impressed with them.
winning some big games. They got swept this weekend, but I mean they're still pretty good.
They're holding their own. That's the thing. They're holding their own.
If anybody had Wisconsin 8 points up on Michigan 4 games into the season in the Big Ten, they're lying. They're 9-1. The
No way.
Badgers are
No way.
9-1.
Where were they in the USCHO poll?
Third. Their one
Who was
loss
1 and
was
2?
on the road to North Dakota. BC
Okay.
Denver.
No, whatever. All right.
But they just swept the Gophers on the road, and they just swept Michigan at home. So Anchorage too. Anchorage just had a decent season too.
The only team I care about is us. Sorry, I had to make that.
I mean,
clear.
just college hockey's wide open. That's kind of the point I'm getting to. So anybody can win on any given night. Don't take too much into the standings. If RIT plays their game, stays out of the box, and Tommy Scarfoni is Tommy Scarfoni, I think we can compete with anybody in the country.
I think we can too.
We showed it against Notre Dame too.
I was gonna say, as we prove with Notre Dame. And
we'll hopefully prove in a couple weeks when UNH comes to town too.
The University of No Hardware. But
I'm not tripping them until they lose. So
we have another series to get to before that, and that is the one that Dan alluded to. The Mercyhurst Lakers men's hockey program will make their way to the Polizzini Center on Friday and Saturday. Those 2 games are 7 and 5, correct?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got those right.
Mercyhurst has 90 block shots.
Sounds like our women's team.
Yeah, they're gritty.
Here's what I'm going to say about this, and
stat-wise, nothing jumps off the page, but
no, I'm looking at this series right now from the perspective of the entire game plan. I feel like for Mercyhurst just changed today at about noon. I think the minute the USCHO poll comes out, RIT is 20th. So. I think they want to come in here and beat the brakes off of.
They want to do that whether we're ranked or not, because it's RIT Mercyhurst. We knocked them out of the playoffs last year. They've got revenge on their mind. They've had it since the beginning. Since JoJo buried that puck.
I know that, but I'm saying the ranking only enhances that, because now when we get revenge, we also just knocked off a ranked team.
Ranking schmaking, I really don't care.
I disagree with that. I definitely think the ranking has an impact.
If you're letting a ranking
look at Niagara
in November, because Niagara
last year.
You know my opinions on Niagara.
D-bags? You can say it. I don't really care.
I have other words that I don't want Zoe to have to get him put the duck in here.
Zoe would have to make the duck sound like extend for a good 5 minutes.
I mean, they have revenge on their mind, ranking or not. They've got revenge on their mind, and I think RIT is gonna have to weather a storm early Friday, because I think they're gonna come out flying. I mean, Owen Say ain't a bad goaltender, that's for sure, but nothing jumps off the page when you look at them stat wise. So it looks like they can score. They've got depth. Seems like everybody has at least a couple points. Should be. I mean, it's our team Mercyhurst. Seems like every time we play them, they're tight hockey games. So
Yes.
especially recently.
Especially that one. Yeah, especially that one to end the season.
Oh, those games were
and
unbelievable
ended their
last
season
year.
last year. So good.
Those two
Such
playoff
good
games
playoff
were
games.
so good.
Especially for us.
He's not wrong.
I mean, I think Mercyhurst had to have been happy with the way they played, even though they lost. They had chances to win both those games. So
they did.
We'll
very,
see.
very much had chances. Especially game 2.
Like I said, I think they have good goaltending. If this game becomes a track meet, I don't think they can keep up.
There's no chance. There's zero chance that if our offense just starts to lay it on, they're done. They're done.
Can I say though that Mercyhurst has the second most wins at the Policini Center by any opponent with 8.
Really?
Sacred Heart was first with 9. Which kind of blows my mind, especially with all the wins we've had recently against Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart has 9 wins at GPC. Sorry, 10. It's 10 now.
Yeah, because they won that one
Saturday. That Saturday
earlier.
game, yeah. That's nuts. It's pretty wild. Speaking of wild, Matthew Wild, please keep scoring.
Yeah, I would very much like to see that. Let's do our predictions for this series. Let's start with Dan, go to Nate, and we'll end with mine.
This one's a tough one.
It is. So I can see it going a couple ways.
I'm going to say 5 points.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning.
I'm leaning straight up sweep. I'm thinking we get both.
I think Mercyhurst could even steal a game. I don't know. I've watched enough of Atlantic hockey to know that freaky things always happen.
I think with Gonzo back, it's a totally different story. Especially from last week. I think if Gonzo and Tyler Mahan can keep it going, I think we're set. I think we're set even without that, but I think it just makes it even harder for Mercyhurst with those two in the lineup clicking.
What am I looking for? Mercyhurst's power plays at 21.7% roll. Don't take penalties.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. We say don't take penalties every week.
Don't take penalties, but it's gonna happen.
But if you're gonna take penalties, do what we did last year. We didn't take any majors against Mercyhurst.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Mercyhurst's penalty kill. They're at 72%. So if they take penalties, take advantage.
Yeah, they're not.
Special teams, man. It's going to define the series yet again, I think.
What's our PK at right now?
I just, hang on. Right around 81%.
Okay.
Roughly. I'm rounding and putting a rough estimate because Dan will come at me again.
How dare you round?
And the math man Scully.
Hey, I did minor in it.
I don't know why, but you did. Yeah, so
let's go.
I'm
back
excited.
home. Back
Very
home.
excited.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
Hot minute.
It has been a few weeks, and I am ready for both these games this weekend. They're going to be good ones. With that being said, let's wrap it up here, gentlemen. If you have not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when all new episodes go live. Leave a comment. We do read them all, even if your name is not Aaron Huss, which I don't actually know if Aaron's left a comment recently.
No, he did.
Okay, I was about to say. I sometimes forget to check, but I know you do, so. Because there's really 3 of us that have access to the YouTube channel. Social media links for those will be in the description. Instagram is the big one right now. We're getting close to 2,000 followers, and the contest we're going to do is getting close to being ready to go active, so be ready for that. Twitter's or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, is still there. And there is a Facebook page out there someplace you can find. I don't even know if we put it in there or not, but it's there. If you find it, props to you. Discord is also pretty big. The join link for that is also in the description. All kinds of funny stuff happens in there, especially as of late. Including discussion of my second grade play last night. That was a new one. So please be sure to join that. Dan missed that whole bit. We'll have to explain to him afterwards. If you want to be a part of funny stuff like that and also be able to help out with planning away trips and coming up with fun ideas for whiteboards, you can always jump in there. There's some great stuff happening. So we will see everybody Friday, Saturday for the games against Mercyhurst. Have a great rest of your week. Go Tigers.
Roll time.
I'm going to make the outro way longer and give a shout out to women's soccer for getting an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament.
Let's go, ladies. Woo! Let's go.
They will.
I don't even like soccer, but woohoo.
They'll kick off at 1:30 against Babson on Saturday in the first round. So
where?
Not here. I think it's at Babson.
All right.